Welcome to this video. My name is Shaheen Munjezi, and today I want to talk about a couple different things, but the first one being, really want to touch on how important it is to set aside time for imagining, for journaling, for scripting, for just being in the silence, because that is where all the changes in your life happens. And very recently I've really become conscious and aware of the fact that we have so many external distractions in our lives, especially the main one being our smartphones and social media, things like Instagram, even sometimes YouTube, getting into this getting into this constant state where you're always watching YouTube videos or you're always scrolling through your social media mindlessly. And always, I noticed that one thing that I was doing a lot was I would tell myself, I'm going to go check my social media, my profiles first, and then I'm going to imagine later. And what I found was I would get into this constant loop of checking social media and Instagram and all these things. And by the time I was done with that process of looking at social media and watching YouTube videos, I was already mentally exhausted and drained. And especially if you're doing this at the end of the day, then you don't have that focus to focus on what you really desire in your life and manifesting and planting and watering those seeds of those things that you really desire in your life. And so actually something that I did yesterday was I said, I'm not going to use any sort of social media, Instagram or YouTube or anything like that. All that I can use as my entertainment is my journal and my imagination. And so I did this for the whole night. I did not watch any television. I came back home from working and had my dinner, took a shower. By this time it was about 7:30 or something like that. And from 7:30 to midnight, I had my journal, and it was just me in the room, in the silence, and I asked myself the question, what it is that I really desire. What do I really desire? What do I really want? And the images began to pour in. I started to write out in my journal what it is I desire, what I really want, and I started to feel the feelings. If I already had this desire, if I already had what I wanted, how would it feel? So then what I started to do is started to feel after the feeling that I desired. What is the feeling that I want? And I started going deeper and deeper into this until I actually felt it. Once I entered this state, I pretty much was in a mystical state at that point. I wasn't really in this world and I wasn't really in another world. I was in this in-between world where I kind of forgot where I was. I was feeling the feelings of what I desired. I was in this really feeling world of just feeling out after what it is I really desire and just building a dialogue with that feeling and getting to know it, And I did this for all my desires, all the things that I desire in my life, and I did this for about 4 to 5 hours actually. Now this might seem a little bit extreme, but I must say, I went to bed last night feeling amazing. I felt free after doing this exercise because I finally captured the feeling of everything that I wanted to do, everything that I desire. I've captured the feeling that I was searching for, and that feeling is inside of us. It's inside of our hearts. So you can only find it by looking inside. You can only find it by silencing the noise outside, going into the stillness and looking inside your heart to feel that feeling that you're really searching for. So I highly recommend to any of you who are constantly feeling like you're getting pushed and pulled by different external distractors in your life. I highly recommend that, especially like social media and stuff like that, always telling yourself that I'm gonna look at my social media first, I'm gonna watch this YouTube video first, and then I'm gonna imagine, and by the time you're done watching the YouTube video or scrolling through the social media, you're already mentally exhausted, and then you just fall asleep. I highly recommend you break that pattern. And a good way of doing that is just to, for one day, do a reset, and no TV, no YouTube, no Instagram. Do whatever you have to do during the day, but set aside a long block for your entire evening, just your journal, just you. The powerful thing about practicing this is you're going to see how masterful you are at focusing your attention, because even if you don't have those external distractions, even if you don't have YouTube or Instagram or the television, your mind will still, you'll find your mind will still wander. Your mind will still wander. You'll start entering mental conversations in your head that you don't want to be entertaining, and you'll have a moment where you catch yourself, and it's in that awareness where you catch yourself of you drifting off into your mind, that you realize, you are constantly being absorbed into mental states. You're falling asleep in thinking patterns, So that's probably one of the most powerful parts of this practice, of just having no external distractions, just you and your mind, your journal. That's fine. I found the journal is a really good tool when you write something down to focus your attention on something and then go deeper and deeper and deeper into that thing. But I highly recommend doing this for those of you who have maybe been asking yourself the question, like maybe you don't even know what it is that you desire at this point. And I think that's like half of the battle in manifesting, to know what it is you actually desire. And on a deeper level underneath that, to know the feeling that you actually desire, and then to actually feel it. What is the feeling that you actually desire? That is the key. It's not only about what it is that I desire, but what is the feeling that I truly desire. And I think the only way that you can really do this is to, again, go into the silence and really just ask yourself, like, what feeling is it that I desire, like, and how can I feel it? And in order to feel the feeling that you desire, you're gonna have to use your imagination to produce the feeling that you so desire. And once you capture that feeling, that's the state that you want to fall asleep in. So I did that last night, and today I woke up feeling like I'm back on track, in my life. Because I captured the feeling that I desire. So that's really what manifestation is all about. And on top of that, I also want to add that your state of being and how you feel is your greatest asset. It is your greatest asset in life. Okay, it's worth more than money, because how you feel is what's going to produce the money. How you feel is what's going to produce the relationships in your life. How you feel is going to produce your physical well-being. How you feel is your greatest asset in life, okay? So never trade how you feel for something that happens externally. For example, if someone came into my business and they said, I'm going to sue you for $1 million, there's a choice when someone comes and say that I can give up my inner peace, my state of being, and say, oh no, please don't sue me, blah, 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 and get stressed out about it and start worrying. But that's going to do me no good. If I feel stressed out and worried and start feeling fear and getting scared, I'm going to start manifesting things in alignment with that. If someone comes to me and says, I'm going to sue you for $1 million, what can I do there? I can say, I have a choice. I can maintain my inner stillness and I can respond. So that's the difference between reacting and responding to things that happen in your life. Responding involves you maintaining your inner stillness regardless of what's happening around you. Doesn't mean that you don't take action, doesn't mean that you don't do the things that you need to do to take care of whatever needs to happen. But you always primarily focusing on maintaining your inner stillness and then dealing with whatever is in front of you. As opposed to reacting, which is you straight up just give away, you give out your inner stillness for whatever's happening externally. It doesn't make any sense to do that, first of all, because everything that's happening on this level, in this physical plane, is the result of our state of being. It's a result of our imagination. It's our imagination hardened into physical reality. So primarily, you always want to keep that love in your heart. You always want to keep that inner stillness, that peace in your heart. and live your life from that place, because you're going to continue to manifest things that are in alignment with love, peace, and all that. So always remember that. And again, like I said, try this out. You know, if you've been having difficulties imagining, really, I highly recommend just one night of the week, put away all your phones, television, any sort of external distractor. Just get a journal and go deep on asking yourself the question, what it is that I truly desire, A, what is the feeling that I truly desire? And start journaling, writing that thing down, going deep into that until you capture the feeling of what it is that you truly desire. You capture that feeling, you actually feel it, fall asleep in that state, and I swear, I promise to you, you will not only get that thing that you desire, you will manifest the reality that's in alignment with the feeling that you've captured, but there will be a great sort of mental reset. You will impress your subconscious mind, and from there, it's done. You are going to automatically sort of do the things that you need to do in order to manifest that reality. So highly recommend that. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Gonna keep on producing more videos, more content, and get us all on the right path, so that we are now becoming more masterful with our imagination, becoming more masterful with our focus, and ultimately feeling like $1 million all of the time. That's what it's all about. Thank you again so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.